Stop what you're doing right now and go grab a bottle of Miracle Food, suitable for all ages, the perfect cleansing reboot, and it promotes a healthy immune system. Created by some of the most powerful superfoods on the planet, Miracle Food in this day and age is perfect for you. Don't wait, chakradoctor.org. Go grab your bottle of Miracle Food right now. Let them know Viral Hip Hop News sent you. Let's go.
Things that I want to, keep on in my mind is, hopefully one day these major sports will pick up on the CBD, because I know a lot of them use it. But no one really has exclusive deals with them. So hopefully I can be one of those guys that get an exclusive deal, because, like I said before, my shit the best.
Right. Talk about your real quick. Your regiment. When you were playing football, even outside of football, to be able to have so much longevity in the league, was it with the way you ate, the way you took care of yourself? Take us through what you did to be successful through your whole time in the NFL.
What I did was, the main thing was, I just got a lot of rest. That's one thing that a lot of guys take for granted, is getting that rest. I went out a couple. I know I did go out some, but I was one of the guys that really stayed in and rested, a lot. And you just got to stay healthy. I know a lot of guys, will eat out and they'll go to, Wendy's or McDonald's whenever they leave the club and stuff like that. And that's at like 2-3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right. So that's never healthy. Trust me, what I'm saying now, my first 2 years, I was that guy. So I was going out and eating McDonald's and all that nasty stuff. So I would just say, put yourself on a healthy diet. Be consistent with your sleep schedule. Be consistent with everything you do to that has to do with your craft and do with your work. Keep your body in the best possible shape you can possibly have it in. And I'm talking about not just working out. I'm talking about massages. I'm talking about stretching. I'm talking about, Pilates, yoga, all of that stuff. The more flexible your body is, the less your injuries will come. So that's injury prevention. I say the most important part is just the diet, the rest, and just being not being injury prone. Those were my ingredients for success. And obviously I had a chip on my shoulder for not being drafted. So that was a little extra edge.
Indeed. A couple more questions for you, brother. We definitely appreciate your time. LeGarrette Blount on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. We were talking about black ownership and lack of black ownership in the NFL. And I don't know if you've seen today that report came out that Jay-Z is rumored to be a future minority owner in my team, the Washington football team. Now, they're saying there's nothing is imminent. Obviously, things take months to break down, but according to Burgundy Blog, they have a good authority that Hove is actively investing assets to position himself with the purchase of stake in Washington football team. What's your thoughts on that? And how important do you think it is for, I don't even want to say necessarily even Jay-Z, but black ownership in the NFL?
Man, that's a huge step. And everybody look up to Jay-Z. Everybody look up to Jay-Z. Right. Everybody looks up to just him being a mogul and an icon, in the black culture. So, that's a huge step. That might prompt, other powerful black people to make a step and take a step to try to get ownership into this league. But I'm gonna say that it'll be a lot more reluctant. People will be a lot more reluctant to let people that's not Jay-Z, become a part of a franchise, that's predominantly, not us. So I think that can go a long way. I think that's huge. That's my first time hearing that, so I'm happy to hear that. And I know that I want to say maybe LeBron and them, and they're I think they may have bought like a WNBA team or something, or so black ownership goes a long way, man. And once you get your foot in the door, man, you open the door so much more for so many other black people. You open the door so much more for so many other black people and for our young culture, for our young kids, for our youngsters to just see that, hey, it's possible for black people to own this same stuff that they own, or it's possible for us to, be, just as successful as they are, and it's, even though it's always going to be, the eyes are going to always be against us. None of it is impossible to do.
Indeed.
So my last question would be, how did you know when it was time to retire? A lot of guys give a lot of different, reasons why. What told you, it was time to hang it up now in the NFL?
So I got to the point to where I wasn't really in love with the game as I had been my entire career. I had got to the point where I wanted to spend time with my kids.
Right.
I wanted to be healthy and able to spend time with my kids. I didn't want to have to, have a wheelchair or, not able to chase them or not able to run because I've had so many, bad injuries. And, thank God the worst injury I've had was a chip bone in my hip. And, that next year I came back and rushed for 1,100 yards and 18 touchdowns. So
that shit sound like it hurt too, though. God damn.
So it went too bad.
Wow.
But I would say, I would say that, just having the chance to just spend time with my family and, being able to travel back and forth to Florida to see my parents whenever I want to, just things like that. I just felt like that was the most important thing to me at the time. That's always been number two to me, up under God. But, I just feel like, it was time for me to just step away and, spend time with the family and just enjoy being a dad for once, fully.
Right. I got two more questions for you, brother. Definitely appreciate your time. One, NFL real quick. 17-game season. You love it or you hate it?
Hate it.
Hate it.
Because they're not giving you no extra paycheck. They just stretching whatever you're supposed to make. They just stretching that out for another week. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I make 17 million or if I make $16 million, well, you add that extra 17th game.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like you're gonna give me 17 million. You just gonna split my 16 million up until that gets stretched to 17 weeks.
We'll stretch it out.
You know what I'm saying? So if they were given, obviously like some kind of bonus or, there's some money involved in that 17th week, then that's different.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not doing nothing but adding hits and, all kind of shit to your players. That's not protecting them. They already play what? How many preseason games is it now? It was 4 when I played. What is it, 2 or 3 now?
3 now, yeah.
3 preseason games, 17 regular season games, 3. That's 20 games already before you get the postseason. For the guys that do go to the postseason, that's 20 games.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
That's a lot. Then think about going to the wild card, then the divisional,
right?
Then the AFC Championship, then the Super Bowl. That's 4 more games. That's 24 games.
Yeah.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
24 games. That's really where you really going and getting that shit. Like, it ain't, people love to say, oh man, you in the NFL, you making all this money, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
You're really going to get that shit. Like, it ain't easy. It ain't no walk in the park. Like, it's a grind, dog. Like, you ain't going out there and just, you know what I'm saying? All right, cool. I'm gonna just do this right here and do this right here and do this right here. You're gonna get your ass cut. So you got to go out there and grind unless you Tom Brady or shit, LeGarrette Blount or fucking anybody that's like established that if I go out there and make a mistake, I know I ain't gonna be going nowhere. I know I ain't finna get cut. I know I ain't gonna get fired. If you ain't one of the people that got that like that stability, then man, bro, I done talked to guys that done got cut 6-7 times in a season. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was with this team last week, but then I got cut. Then 2 weeks later, this team called me. Then they cut me the next week. Then this team, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit a grind, bro. So
man, this is Sam Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. Listen, I appreciate each and every one of y'all who are going to check out this documentary. Shout out to my man Lonnie Fresh. Do me a favor, go to YouTube right now, go subscribe to Viral. Hip Hop News, one of the best hip hop platforms out here right now. We also have The Hub, Hip Hop News Uncensored, of course, the podcast, the baddest podcast out, the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. We drop 7 days a week, doing this thing 100% independent.
There was not one day that I was at work on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that I wished I was somewhere else.
Now let's talk about the Players Club, because you, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that's like your first major role in a movie, right?
Taking over the game. Sincerely appreciate each and every one of y'all. You can grab merch on the YouTube site. You can talk to me on there and much more. Sam Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Check it out.
Oh God, you the man, Cass. I spit white like a clan mask, and I'm a hustler.